Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm starting with the presentation. First of all, I'm very happy to see you all in the third year of BCom. So, dear friends, today we are going to talk on the special paper third, that is cost and works accounting. Actually, this paper is very interesting because in this paper, you are going to learn about the different techniques of cost and works accounting. In the second year BCom, you have already studied what is the meaning of cost sheet, what are the elements of cost, and how to utilize that different cost that will be taught in the third year of BCom. So, today's topic is marginal costing. Actually, this presentation is particularly being taken from the online resources. So therefore, whatever the content that I have been presented in this particular presentation, that may be from the different sources, and all the sources are being recorded appropriately in this presentation, so that there will not be anything called as an infringement of copyright. So dear friends, to talk about marginal costing is nothing but it is a cost of manufacturing one more extra unit with the increase in volume of output. So basically, when we manufacture certain goods or services, at that time we may incur some amount of cost. But suppose if you manufacture something extra which is beyond your capacity, then for manufacturing this extra unit, you need to have some extra cost. That cost is called as an marginal cost. So basically, when we talk about marginal cost, this cost is helpful for the purpose of taking the managerial decision, as well as for the purpose of cost reduction and for the purpose of to make or buy decisions. Now, to understand the importance of marginal cost, let me tell you one example. Actually, in this example, you will understand what is the use of marginal costing. Suppose in a ship, there is one telephone which is being installed over there, and this telephone is being just say like put a coin and make a call. It's like that telephone. Now the question is, this particular telephone which is being installed on a ship where people can come and they can put a coin and they can make a call. Now the question is, for this particular telephone, the telephone charges are fixed at rupees 500 per month. In the 500 rupees, that particular pack, 500 calls can be made. Now the question is, in a month, only 250 calls has been made, and the coins which is being collected in the coin box is 250. Now the question is whether the ship which has installed that particular telephone, whether they should continue with the telephone or not. The reason is, as the fixed cost is rupees 500, within that 500 rupees, that ship has to make 500 calls, but unfortunately only 250 calls has been made. But they have to make the payment to the telecom company as rupees 500. Now the question is, as the ship company is in loss due to installation of that particular coin box, and therefore whenever in real life such problems are being getting arised, at that time we can make the same kind of decision with the help of marginal costing. So you have been learned the different elements of cost and how to present the cost in a cost sheet. Now you might have been prepared the profit and loss account, and while preparing the profit and loss account, you have been calculated profit with the help of conventional income statement. Now, how you have calculated the profit with the help of conventional income statement? That is, you just put sales. From that sales, we have minus the cost of goods sold. We got the gross profit in the trading account. And from the trading account, from gross profit, if you minus all the expenses of profit and loss account, that is operating expenses, we got the net profit, that is income, which is we will call it as an profit. But the same thing in marginal costing is in a different way. How it is different? For example, as I already told you, marginal costing is a cost of one additional unit of production, which is known as marginal unit, or you can say marginal cost is change in total cost on account of adding or subtracting one additional unit is known as an marginal cost. Basically, this unit may be a product or a batch or a process or even a single department, because due to increase or decrease in maybe any product, department, unit or batch, there may be increase or decrease in cost. Now, to understand marginal costing very simply, you have to just only understand the nature of two important costs. That is, one is variable cost and second is fixed cost. As you know, fixed cost remains constant for any variation, because even you manufacture 1000, 2000 or 5000 products, fixed cost will remain same. It will not change. But in case of marginal cost tend to be equal to the total of all the variable expenses. It means all the variable expenses, they are vary according to the nature of volume of product, and therefore marginal cost can be described as an variable cost. In a simple way, I can say that marginal cost, or you can say variable cost, is equal to, it is the total of direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, which is known as an prime cost, plus all the variable overheads. See here, variable overheads, because they vary as per the change in volume, and therefore the total of prime cost plus all the variable overheads is considered as an marginal cost. Now, in the marginal cost, when we are calculating the marginal cost, we should be in a position to calculate the contribution as well as to calculate the profit, because with the help of understanding the marginal cost, we can able to tell the profitability of any of the product or services, so that management may be in a position to take a decision whether to continue this production or to not to continue this production, whether to go for this particular production line or not. So therefore, this is the very important term in marginal costing, because in marginal costing, profit is calculated as sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution, or contribution is nothing but margin. Now, sales minus variable cost. Here, from the sales, when you minus all the variable expenses, whatever portion is remain surplus, that surplus here it is called as an contribution. Why it is called contribution? The reason is, from that contribution, they can cover up the fixed cost, because from the sales we have to minus the two types of cost. One is variable and second is fixed. But here, to calculate the income under the marginal cost, you have to minus the variable expenses from the sales, so that you will get the contribution. And from the contribution, if you minus the fixed cost, that is fixed expenses, you will get the net profit or income. Here, all of you, please make sure that you understood this income statement, because in the next lecture, we are going to solve the some of the numerical questions on the marginal costing. So whenever we are solving the numerical questions on the marginal cost, so at that time, you should be able to understand this income statement, because depending on the income statement, all the formulas are being derived from this income statement only. Therefore, in a simple term, you just need to remember sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost is equal to profit. That is net income. Now here, the one more term is there in marginal costing, which is known as break-even point. Now what is break-even point? Break-even, see, the name is very interesting, break-even point. It means it is a point at which total sales is equal to total cost. It means at this point, there is no profit, no loss. It means that this is the point where the organization's total cost of manufacturing of a product is equal to total sales of that particular product. It means at this point there is no profit, no loss, and therefore break-even point, the profit is equal to 0, and in this point there is no profit, no loss. Now suppose if you wish to start a new business, And in the new business, you wanted to know what is your break-even point. Break-even point means, suppose if you started the business and you wanted to know the point at which you may be not in profit or not in losses. It means that whatever you have invested, that particular amount you can get it back. So this is called as a break-even. It means whenever a new production is being carried out or any decision is being taken, so at that time a decision maker must keep in mind what is the break-even point of this decision. It means because of this decision, the company may not be in losses or may not be in profit. So at least they should be trying to achieve the break-even point. So where total cost is equal to their total sales. It means there is no profit, no loss. Now, how we can calculate the income statement, you can see over here. First of all, you have to take sales price. So from the sales price, the TC is equal to total cost. V stand for variable cost. So these are the notations which we are going to use for further calculating the formula. So therefore, you should be able to understand what is the meaning of sales price. TC means total cost. V stand for variable cost. F means fixed cost. Q means units produced. And therefore, here see, total cost is equal to variable cost multiplied by units produced plus fixed cost is equal to total cost. And variable cost is equal to what? See, here the simplified formula of this is being taken over here. See, variable cost is equal to total cost, here plus it becomes minus fixed cost divided by quantity of units produced. And for break-even point, profit is equal to 0. Therefore, sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost, and quantity is equal to fixed cost divided by sales minus variable cost. Hello? Hello? Please someone give me reply. Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, this is the one more term that you should understand very carefully. What is contribution? Contribution is nothing but from the sales, if we minus variable cost, whatever portion that we get, that portion is called as an contribution. It means from the total sales, if we minus the variable cost means what? The direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, and all the variable overheads. They may be related with the production, maybe administration, maybe saving and distribution. If you minus all the variable expenses from the sales, the excess is being known as here contribution. The excess is known as contribution, and therefore the formula for calculating the contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Now from the sales, if you minus the variable cost, whatever portion left, that will be called contribution. Actually, contribution is different from profit. Why it is different from profit? Because from the contribution, still we have to minus the fixed expenses. Once you minus the fixed expenses, then you will get the profit. And therefore, here the formula for contribution is already given. Contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost. And here there is one more formula, that contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. Now these are the formula number 1 and this is formula number 2. Now how these two formulas can be understood? See, you know very well, sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution, and contribution minus fixed cost is equal to profit. Now see here, first formula is contribution is equal to, see, contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. And second formula, look at this, fixed cost, see here it is minus fixed cost plus profit is equal to again contribution. And therefore these are the two formulas which you need to remember while calculating the contribution. I hope you might have been understood what is the meaning of contribution. Now here there are some more equations are being mentioned over here, and these equations are sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution, and fixed cost plus profit is equal to again contribution. Variable cost is equal to sales minus contribution is equal to variable cost. Now see, all these formulas are derived with the help of this vertical form, that is statement of income of the marginal costing. See, variable cost is equal to sales minus contribution. Fixed cost is equal to, look, fixed cost is equal to contribution minus profit is equal to fixed cost, and profit is equal to contribution minus fixed cost, so that you will get the profit. So this is just a simple equation that you need to understand whenever you are trying to solve the problems of marginal costing. Now we have just studied the contribution. Now here there is one example with which you can easily understand what is the meaning of contribution. Now Tom and Jerry manufacturing a device that allow user to take a closer look at iceberg from a ship. It means that whenever people are traveling through the ships, you know, in the ocean there might be some icebergs, and people wanted to just see them at very closer look. But as a ship cannot go just closer or nearby to the iceberg, there might be some chances of risk over there. Therefore, people are using some kind of binoculars or the devices from which they can see the iceberg very closely. And this Tom and Jerry manufacturer, they wanted to manufacture the device to have a closer look at the iceberg from a ship. Actually, the price of that particular device is how much? 100 rupees. Please keep in mind. The price of that device is rupees 100. It means selling price of the device is 100. Variable cost is rupees 70 here, and you know very well, sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Now in this example, what is the amount of contribution? 100 minus 70 is equal to 30. So 30 rupees is an, yes, very good. 30 rupees is contribution. Now see, this company received a proposal from a company in Vashi to sell 20,000 units at a price of rupees 85. Now this is the real question. Here you just now focus on this. The company had received proposal from a company to sell 20,000 units at a price of 85. It means we have to sell 20,000 units. So here 20,000 multiplied by how much is our selling price? 85 rupees. So this amount of sales we have to do, and therefore the condition is, in this Tom and Jerry manufacturer, they are having a sufficient capacity to produce the order. And how do we analyze this situation? Now, how much is the selling price fixed? 85. You can just see here. How much is the selling price? 85 rupees. And therefore, from 85, variable expenses is same, that is rupees 70. See, here the variable cost was rupees 70. So 85 selling price minus variable cost 70 is equal to how much is profit margin? 15 rupees per unit. Are you getting my point? 15 rupees is the amount of contribution. Therefore, 15 rupees multiplied by how much unit they have to manufacture? 20,000. Therefore, the total contribution will be rupees 3 lakhs. So this is total increase in contribution margin. Actually, in the first example, the selling price was rupees 100 and the variable cost was rupees 70. So you can easily calculate 30 rupees as contribution, but you don't know how much devices they have to sell. In the second case, they mentioned that total 20,000 units will be sold, but the selling price will be 85 rupees. And therefore, here 15 rupees is the contribution. So 15 multiplied by 20,000 rupees is equal to contribution is rupees 3 lakh. Is it clear? Hello, please someone give me reply. Is it clear? Contribution is rupees 3 lakh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now shall I move to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The same example we are continuing, the Tom and Jerry example. Now, till the moment we have seen sales and variable cost. Now here they have said us to assume fixed expenses of rupees 90,000. Now say in the previous example, they have mentioned sales, then variable cost, and now they are saying the fixed cost is rupees 90,000. Now the question they have asked is how many devices must be sold at a regular price of rupees 100 to get break-even point? What is the meaning of break-even point? Can somebody tell me what is the meaning of break-even point? Hello? Break-even point. Total cost is equal to total sales where there is no profit, no loss. सिंपल मध्ये जर आपण सांगायचं म्हटलं तर इथे प्रश्न हा विचारला आहे की जर आपण 100 रुपये किमतीला जर ते डिव्हाइस विकलं तर असे किती डिव्हाइस आपल्याला विकावे लागतील जेणेकरून आपल्याला आपली टोटल कॉस्ट पण रिकव्हर होणार आहे आणि आपल्याला प्रॉफिट किंवा लॉस पण होणार नाही. हा सिंपल प्रश्न आहे. लक्षात आला सगळ्यांच्या? हॅलो. हा आता बघा किती डिव्हाइस विकायचे हे कसं काढतोय बघा आपण इथे. आता आपली सेलिंग प्राइस किती आहे? 100 रुपये, बरोबर. आता किती डिव्हाइस विकायचे हे आपल्याला माहिती आहे का? इथे नाही माहिती आहे, म्हणून आपण 100 गुणिले युनिट्स सोल्ड. आता हे झाला सेल्स आपला, बरोबर. ह्या सेल्स मधून मायनस आपण काय करणार आहे? व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट. तर व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट किती दिलेली आपल्याला? 70 रुपये. किती युनिट सोल्ड करायचे माहिती आहेत का आपल्याला? नाही माहिती आहे. मग आपण काय करतो? सेल्स मायनस व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज इक्वल टू कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन. कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन मधून मायनस काय करणार आहे आपण? फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट. इथे बघा फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट किती दिलेली आहे? 90,000. म्हणजेच काय? सेल्स मधून व्हेरिएबल प्लस फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट, टोटल कॉस्ट मायनस केल्यानंतर आपल्याला काय मिळणार आहे? प्रॉफिट किंवा लॉस, बरोबर. पण इथे काय आहे? ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट घ्यायचा आहे, म्हणजेच त्या पॉईंटला आपल्याला प्रॉफिट काय झाला पाहिजे? 0 झाला पाहिजे. मग आपण 100 मल्टिप्लाइड बाय युनिट सोल्ड मायनस 70 मल्टिप्लाइड बाय युनिट सोल्ड मायनस 90,000. आता इथे तुम्ही बघितलं तर 100 मायनस 70 किती झाले? 30 रुपीज. मग 90,000 डिवायडेड बाय जर तुम्ही 30 केलं इथे तर तुम्हाला किती युनिट सोल्ड करावे लागतील? 3000 युनिट्स. येते का लक्षात सगळ्यांच्या? हॅलो.
येस सर.
हा आता हे एक्झाम्पल बघा मी तुम्हाला सॉल्व्ह करून दाखवतो. आता किती डिव्हाइस विकायचे आपण कॅल्क्युलेशन केलं? 3000. म्हणजेच काय? 3000 मल्टिप्लाइड बाय एकाची प्राइस किती आहे? सेलिंग प्राइस 100. म्हणजे टोटल सेल्स किती झाला? 3 lakhs, बरोबर. मायनस व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट किती आहे? 70 रुपये. मग 3000 गुणिले 70 रुपीज म्हणजे इथे व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट किती येणार आहे? 2.10 lakhs म्हणजे 2,10,000, बरोबर. मग इथे तुमचं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन किती येणार आहे? 90,000. हे झालं तुमचं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन. आणि कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन मधून मायनस काय करतो आपण? फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट. आणि फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट किती दिली आपल्याला इथे? 90,000 दिलेली बघा इथे. मग 90,000 मधून जर आपण 90,000 मायनस केले तर आपल्याला प्रॉफिट पण राहणार नाही आणि लॉस पण राहणार नाही. म्हणजे हा इथे काय येणार? प्रॉफिट काय येणार? 0. आलं लक्षात सगळ्यांच्या? म्हणजे ब्रेक इव्हन हा पॉईंट असा पॉईंट असतो की ज्या पॉईंटला आपण जेवढं उत्पादन केलेलं आहे तेवढाच आपला सेल्स असतो. येते लक्षात? म्हणजे आपली टोटल कॉस्ट इज इक्वल टू आपली टोटल सेल्स असतो. म्हणजे त्या पॉईंटला आपल्याला प्रॉफिट पण होत नाही आणि लॉस पण होत नाही. मग जर आपण त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त सेल्स केला म्हणजे ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट पेक्षा जर जास्त सेल्स केलं तर तिथून पुढे आपल्याला काय येऊ शकतो? प्रॉफिट येऊ शकतो. आलं लक्षात? आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? Someone please give me reply.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ओके. आता बघा हे चार्ट आहे, याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला इथे कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन दिसणार आहे. कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन कसं काढलं ते आपण सेल्स मधून व्हेरिएबल एक्सपेन्सेस मायनस केले आपण, तर कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन किती आलं आपल्याला 30. आलं लक्षात? हे होतं आपलं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन मार्जिन. आता समजा ह्याच एक्झाम्पल मध्ये आपली मगाशी सेलिंग प्राइस किती होती 106, सॉरी मगाशी सेलिंग प्राइस किती होती 100 रुपये होती, बरोबर. आता जर आपण सेलिंग प्राइस आपली वाढवली, म्हणजे आपला सेल जर वाढला, कितीने वाढवले आपण 6 रुपयाने, म्हणजे 100च्या ऐवजी जर सेल्स प्राइस तुम्ही किती ठेवली 106, तर काय फरक पडणार आहे बघा. जर तुम्ही 100 पेक्षा जर तुमची सेलिंग प्राइस 106 केली, तर तुम्हाला परत एकदा तुमचा ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट काय करावा लागेल, रिवाइज करावा लागेल. मग तुम्हाला किती ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट येणार आहे, म्हणजे तुम्हाला असे किती युनिट सोल्ड करावे लागणार आहे जेणेकरून तुमचा टोटल सेल्स इज इक्वल टू तुमची काय असणार आहे टोटल कॉस्ट. तर मग अशी काढल्याप्रमाणेच आपण काय करणार आहे इथे कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन काढणार आहे. तर कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन म्हणजेच काय, सेल्स मायनस व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट. मगाशी सेल्स किती होता 100, आता व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट किती आहे, मगाशी पण 70 होती, आता पण 70 आहे. आता सेल्स किती 106 वजा व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट किती 70, तर कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन किती आलं 36 रुपीज. मग आपल्याकडे आपली जी फिक्स कॉस्ट आहे ती किती आहे 90,000. मग 90,000 डिवायडेड बाय 36 केलं तर आपल्याला किती युनिट मॅन्युफॅक्चर करावं लागतील 2,500. आता बघा 2,500 मल्टिप्लाइड बाय आपली सेलिंग प्राइस किती आहे 106, म्हणजे मग इथे आपल्याला टोटल सेल्स मिळणार आहे 2,65,000. बरोबर. आता आपली व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट किती आहे 70 रुपये, म्हणजे 2,500 मल्टिप्लाइड बाय रुपीज 70. मग आपली व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट किती येणार आहे 1,75,000. बरोबर. हे आहे आपलं सेल्स मायनस ही आपली आहे व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट. मग आता सेल्स मायनस व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट जर आपण केलं तर आपल्याला कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन जे मिळणार आहे ते कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन किती येणार आहे इथे 90,000. आणि ह्या कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन मधून आपण काय मायनस करणार आहे फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट. तर आपली फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट किती आहे 90,000. म्हणजे आपल्याला प्रॉफिट किती मिळणार इथे 0. येते लक्षात? मगाशी जे आपण एक्झाम्पल सॉल्व्ह केलं त्या एक्झाम्पल मध्ये जेव्हा सेलिंग प्राइस ही 100 रुपये होती तेव्हा किती युनिट मॅन्युफॅक्चर आपल्याला करावं लागले असते 3,000 युनिट. मग आपल्याला काय मिळालं असता ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट. पण जर आपण सेलिंग प्राइस 6 रुपयाने वाढवली तर आपल्याला किती युनिट मॅन्युफॅक्चर करावं लागतील 2,500. आलं लक्षात? आता सेम एक्झाम्पल मध्ये जर आपण व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट मध्ये मगाशी किती करायची व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट मध्ये बदल आहे, मग व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट मध्ये जर बदल असेल तर काय असणार आहे मगाशी आपली सेलिंग प्राइस किती आहे 100 मायनस व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट किती 75, म्हणजे मग कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन किती येणार 25. बरोबर. मग आपली फिक्स कॉस्ट किती आहे 90,000. सो 90,000 डिवायडेड बाय 25 केलं तर आपल्याला किती युनिट मॅन्युफॅक्चर करावं लागतील 3,600. 3,600 युनिट जर तुम्ही मॅन्युफॅक्चर केले तर तुम्हाला तिथे काय मिळेल ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट. मग इथे बघा जर व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट मध्ये बदल झाला तर आपल्याला युनिट सुद्धा कसे करावे लागतात एक्स्ट्रा मॅन्युफॅक्चर करावे लागणार आहे. आलं लक्षात? तर हे आहे बेसिक्स की जेव्हा जेव्हा तुम्हाला प्रॉफिट स्टेटमेंट काढायचं आहे तेव्हा प्रॉफिट स्टेटमेंट काढताना जशी जशी इन्फॉर्मेशन चेंज होणार आहे तसं तसं तुमचं प्रॉफिट कॅल्क्युलेशन पण काय होणार आहे चेंज होणार आहे. आता समजा आपण आपली जी फिक्स कॉस्ट आहे ती किती रुपयाने वाढवली इथे 30,000 रुपये. मगाची फिक्स कॉस्ट किती होती 90,000. समजा आपण ती कॉस्ट 30,000 ने वाढवली तर आपली फिक्स कॉस्ट किती येणार आहे? 1,20,000. मग जर 1,20,000 ही फिक्स कॉस्ट असेल तर आपल्याला ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट मिळवण्यासाठी किती युनिट मॅन्युफॅक्चर करावे लागतील? जर फिक्स कॉस्ट ही 1,20,000 रुपीज असेल तर आपल्याला या ठिकाणी कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन पहिल्या केसमध्ये किती आहे? 100 ही आपली सेलिंग प्राइस आहे, मायनस 70 रुपीज हे आपलं काय होतं मग अशी व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट. तर कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन किती आहे? 30. मग इथे फिक्स कॉस्ट किती आपली? 1,20,000. सो 1,20,000 डिवाइड बाय 30 इज इक्वल टू किती युनिट मॅन्युफॅक्चर करावे लागतील आपल्याला? 4,000 युनिट्स. म्हणजेच आपल्याला ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट जर काढायचं असेल तर ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट काढताना जर सेल मध्ये चेंज केला तर ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट किती असेल? जर व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट मध्ये चेंज केला तर ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट किती असेल? जर फिक्स कॉस्ट मध्ये आपण बदल केला तर आपला ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट किती असेल? हे आपण ह्या 3 एक्झाम्पल्सच्या माध्यमातून कॅल्क्युलेशन करून बघितलेलं आहे. आता हा जो डायग्राम आहे या डायग्राम मध्ये तुम्हाला एक्झॅक्टली थोडंसं एक ओव्हरव्ह्यू मिळून जाईल की ब्रेक इव्हन पॉईंट कसा असतो. आता बघा, ही जे एक्स ऍक्सिस आहे हा हॉरिझॉन्टल, हा